Hello,
Hello, and welcome to
to
the
the
Ash
Ash
and
and
Dad
Dad
Show.
show.
My name is Ash,
And I'm his dad.
and we're here to talk about.
Stuff. So, Ash, welcome to the Ash and Dad show in the time of the pandemic.
Yes.
Um, we're doing a little Zoom conference, teleconference. I like all the good, professional shows are doing these days, anyways, with their special guests. So we get a chance to
Yeah.
do our show this way. Um, Kicking things off in the correct way here. What's the joke of the day?
Joke of the day is what kind of bagel can fly?
Ooh, I have zero clue on everything bagel.
A plain bagel.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Ah, the pun jokes never get bad. They just
No,
keep
they do
getting
not.
better and better and better. You're training yourself so you can torture your children someday.
Yes.
Nice. So I hear you did a poll on the Instagram
Yes, I did.
as to what the topic should be for our conversation this afternoon, evening.
Yeah, and the topic one was the what are our thoughts on the pandemic and everything else happening in the world?
Well, we can start with the pandemic
Yeah.
and move on to other world events as we go through them and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's been really since what, February-ish, March, that really things started kind of shutting
Yeah.
down, locking down. When was your guys' first, or when
Our
do you guys?
first day was really a Monday, like March 15th. I don't know. But yeah, ever since then, it's been like 3 months of me not seeing any of my friends and staying at home.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of one of those things we were waiting for the schools to kind of shut down. I mean, because you guys were doing sent home before Northfield was. So we were definitely waiting for it for the girls here, and then trying to figure out what our works were going to do and what the governor is going to do in terms of work environments for Kristen and myself and what was going to
Mm.
happen. Um, and yeah, it's almost. I mean, it was stressful. Honestly, I was pretty stressed.
Yeah.
Just and it was one of those kind of low key dread in your stomach things. There's nothing specific, but it was more just like I'm worried for myself. I'm worried for my family. I'm worried for you and grandma and grandpa out there in Washington,
Okay.
and all my other family across the United States, and not wanting anyone I knew to get sick, and not wanting
Hmm.
anyone I knew to
Oh,
get, you know, even people I didn't know. Just that fear of people getting sick, and the severity of it all was just kind of that rock in your stomach.
yeah. Well, and especially in like the first few weeks too, like how everything shut down super quickly,
Hmm.
and then you started to hear reports of actually how bad it was and how it actually made sense to be shut down so quickly as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I was really glad that happened, and I think the vast majority of people did respond well to the situation. I mean, it's frustrating, yes, but it's also, it's a good time of caring for your neighbors and finding ways to, you know, do the little things and be able to, do Zoom calls or FaceTime. And uh, we had a lot of inside time here at home to, watch movies together as a family, and to take a lot of extra walks with the dog, and get out. And thankfully it happened in the springtime where it was starting to be a little less cold and snowy, so we were able to get out a bit. But oof, how was it transitioning from school and going to see all your friends to trying to do online learning stuff?
Uh, well, like the first 2 weeks, none of the stuff was actually required, so I was pretty excited. I was doing some stuff for some classes, but not for like classes I didn't like. And then once it started being required, I haven't caught up on some of my classes because I haven't felt like doing it, and just I haven't been. I've been pretty unmotivated to do schoolwork. But in other classes, I've been making sure to stay up to date, especially in the classes that matter, like algebra and Spanish, because those are high school classes.
Hmm.
And I've understood like the stuff that we're doing. Spanish, we've learned a few things, and algebra, we learned a whole quadratic function unit, so finding parabola stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, that's cool. You're able to still learn that from a distance.
Yeah, and then weekly Zoom calls for each class.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
Were you guys having overhearing Eleanor and Susie's Zoom calls? There was a lot of most teachers were pretty good at handling the classes, but it sounded like some teachers sometimes were not always as good at handling the disruptive elements of their students zooming in, not being as good at muting or letting them get away with, purposely trying to disrupt things.
Oh yeah. Well, I think all of my teachers did a pretty good job of that. It's my brother's classes. One of the teachers is pretty good. Other one kind of just lets them do whatever they want. They go into like these breakout rooms, and they'll spend like an hour in there talking to each other, and that's 3 days a week too. So
Hmm. You mentioned motivation and trying to keep motivated. It's, it's tough not having the classes there to motivate you and be involved and everything like that. And should the things resurge in the fall or winter time, hopefully they doesn't, but should it, I mean, how do you think you would keep motivated to do the classwork that's not as exciting? Because there's always going to be those that aren't as fun.
well, for that, I like coming and going into high school next year. I'm definitely like going to. I feel like that's going to be a very good motivator because those classes are going to matter for college. So
Hmm.
that's what's going to really motivate for that. And for like basketball, I'm usually whenever sometimes when it's a bad loss, I'm really motivated and I'll play for like 4 hours in a day. But like past 3 months, I haven't really had anyone to like gauge how much I've grown since that 3 months ago. So I
Yeah.
don't know if I've gotten like if everyone else is getting super good right now, or so that's been really tough. I've still been playing every day, but it's been tough to uh, kind of gauge what's been happening with that.
Yeah, when you don't have that, the best way to improve your skills is when you're playing as someone as good as you, if not better, and you learn how to overcome. And it's tough when your only opponents are your little brothers.
Yeah.
So, well, that's good. Yeah, they had me working from home half time, so kind of every other day. I
Yeah.
work from home, and then when I was in the office, um, all meetings were basically canceled in room. They were all via conference calls and Skype and what have you. So no one was meeting face to face, and the cube I was in was pretty isolated from everyone else, anyways. So, in my normal work day, I wouldn't ever really need to physically interact with anybody so that way I could at least maintain safety, but be around and available should I need to go take care of something for work, at the office or in the factory floor.
Oh yeah.
So that was good. What are you how you feeling about stuff reopening? And I've heard there's lots of different phased openings going on around there in Washington.
Um, I'm okay with it really. Just as long as people try as if they keep safe, I'm okay with everything opening slowly.
Yeah,
It's strange that they're opening hair salons before like other businesses, but it's okay, I guess.
people need the haircuts. I am currently going on 5.5 months now without a haircut. It's getting a little long and wild and crazy. But I'm actually going this weekend to get one, after they put in kind of a severely limited
Oh yeah.
staffing, and you don't go into the salon until it's your time, and
Yeah, yeah.
so it'll be good to get that done, and uh, get her done safely.
Hmm.
So yeah, but I mean, I even then I can't foresee myself looking at going in dining inside of a restaurant. I can see myself maybe in some patio seating that's outside and I'm away from other people,
Yeah.
but I can't see myself eating inside of a restaurant anytime soon.
Not like until there's at least a vaccine. And I've heard that the vaccines might not even work really for that long either. So
It's going to be
whatever
interesting.
happens, happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, so what other good stuff has been going on in 2020 besides murder hornets?
Um, a lot, especially in the last month. I
Yeah.
just actually read that in the Congo, Ebola is coming back as well.
Oh, good.
So
Good, good.
another
Just what we
another
need.
disease.
Another pandemic of some sort.
Yep.
Oh, there's lots of stuff coming out of Minneapolis
Hmm. And really all over the United
and all
States.
over the United States.
I'm actually going to a protest tomorrow, so some of my
Fantastic.
friends.
Fantastic. Glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah,
Wear your mask.
I will.
Good, good. So what's on tap now? Not school's almost done. What's on tap for you for the summer with no no sports? There's no
Oh,
summer activities.
probably hanging out with friends and playing video games, mostly being outside. I am going to be reading what should we call it, geometry for dummies, so I can get ahead in that class for next year.
Nice. You like geometry? It's fun. I like the proof portion of it when you have to prove basic things. It's an interesting logic problem. I think you'll like it.
Yeah,
That'll be
what are you guys
fun.
going to be doing over the summer?
I don't know yet, honestly. Probably some house projects.
Oh yes, that's okay.
Being I think there's going to be a lot of staycations or day trips, to drive out somewhere, maybe take a hike and drive back.
Yeah.
Um, Little things like that. Maybe go out to Wisconsin or go out to Red Wing or Stillwater, one of those towns, and you know, just have a nice little day drive and see what's out there. But work on the house a bit, fixing her on up. Always endless things to do there.
Hmm.
Um, I got that arcade cabinet for pretty cheap, so looking at building a little home arcade machine with that. So that should be fun. That'll keep me busy.
Oh yes.
And then hopefully we'll be working on the brew room as well. So I'll have
Mm,
a place to do my homebrew stuff.
nice.
Yeah. So it'll be keeping busy. So
Yes.
walks with the dogs, doing all that kind of good things. Playing new games as they come out, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. And getting excited for the next games that will come out, like EA Play. Heard that there's gonna be a new Star Wars fighter game. So
Ooh, yeah. I'm excited too for whenever they get the PS5 launch announcement, which should be, I
yeah,
think, next week. They're going to
I
be doing
think
an event.
it'll be next week.
So see what's coming in with the next generation PlayStation. I'm sure they'll announce some cool games like
Maybe
Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or
Jedi Fallen Order 2. Not well, it's
maybe,
been announced, but maybe they'll have a little bit of at least some animations for it or something.
yeah, good early look at it and see what LCA is doing with the Star Wars license. Please do
Yeah,
something, anything. Please, EA.
yeah, or like make Battlefront 3 or something.
Yeah, some sort of good additional single/slash multiplayer content where you can do some single players, maybe like a cool, I don't know, what kind of a genre would be interesting, like a good co-op Experience. What could you do with that? I'm almost
Exploration,
like
like
a
a Mandalorian. You're a Mandalorian, like from the Mandalorian Wars, because they kind of hinted at that at the end of Clone Wars with Bo-Katan and stuff. So you could do some Mandalorian battles and stuff with the Sith. Oh, that'd be pretty fun.
what about like like a looter shooter type of game, like The
Mm,
Division or
yeah, yeah,
Borderlands or something like that. So you can do content solo, but you can also do it all co-op. But there's a lot of cool things you could potentially do with that, but have it be multiplayer so you keep playing along.
yeah.
Hmm.
Or maybe like Knights of the Old Republic remastered or Empire at War remastered,
Yes.
something. Because that'd be cool for like Empire War Remastered because there's only in the base game you've only got the Rebellion and the Empire. You don't got any of the Clone Wars or the sequel trilogy stuff. So
Hmm.
it would be cool to see that put into the game in their own way.
Yeah. You've heard that they've got the High Republic stuff coming out for the book series,
Yeah,
which could be interesting to explore because it'll be a more Jedi heavy time. So you could
yeah,
have a lot of interesting Jedi stories potentially
yeah,
without having to do a Clone Wars era Fall of the Republic type
yes.
story. Hmm.
I don't really the book when they released it didn't sound like fun to read, but I might have to just because it's Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably end up finding it and getting in it at some point. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic, fantastic. Well, that's it for the Ash and Dad show, folks.
Yes, the pandemic
We'll look
episode.
we'll look at doing additional Skype episodes or Zoom episodes here as we as this continues. Hopefully, not much longer, and Ash and I will be doing another in person, side by side, for reals
Yeah.
episode. If nothing else, you'll see us do some streaming here again soon.
Yeah, another video game stream.
Yes. And send your suggestions to Ash. We'll see what we need to play. If we need to get a new game or need to try a new game out that you want us to try, we're down.
Yes,
I'm
we're
willing
free.
to completely fail at a completely new game that I know nothing about, and you can watch it live in person.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and you all have a good night.
Yeah.